In today's video, I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I have a buddy who collects really cool guitars. So in today's video, we're gonna take a look at this crazy 1960s Teisco made in Japan Strat thing. For gear like this isn't something that you would want to buy to be like, oh yeah, this is gonna replace my #1 guitar. Absolutely not. But where stuff like this comes into play is in the studio. Having multiple tools with different voices to be able to record and capture different ideas that you normally wouldn't grab for. And you'll see in the clips that are coming up, this instrument did exactly that for me. I just started writing stuff that I normally probably wouldn't, because this guitar forced me to play in a different way than what my other instruments do. And it's kind of the bread and butter of getting really cool, quirky guitars like this. And it also is really good just to like break you out of your habits. So, let's hear some sounds. This is a really gnarly guitar. I love looking at unique instruments like this for a couple of reasons. One, like, they really just inspire you to play differently, you know? Like, I've never riffed on what I just played until I grabbed this quirky guitar and just started messing around. And sometimes that's the beauty of finding really weird offshoot guitars like this that aren't mainstream, but also most of the time these guitars aren't even that expensive. I've seen so many of this brand, and Teisco, I think I'm saying this correct, they make all kinds of crazy designs. They were doing some really wild things with their electronics in the 60s and 70s. And most of the time you can find these on Facebook Marketplace for less than like $400, which is kind of crazy. This has a gold foil single pickup, kind of a little bit below where a neck pickup would be, so almost like the middle position of a Strat. And it's got like some really good spank to it. The neck is like a baseball bat neck. Like, it almost feels like a Les Paul, like an old Les Paul neck. But I mean, it's just so cool. So Ferlin, if you're watching this, thanks for letting me borrow it in the studio today. You know, where I see this guitar really shining is, you know, I think from a perspective of recording, because I record a lot. This is a great guitar to have for like rhythm work. You know, I don't think this is something that I'd want to reach for on lead. In this open position, man, this guitar just, that's where it really shines for me. It's got a lot of mojo and soul. Man, these are just like, it's impossible to keep this guitar in tune. That's one thing I've noticed, and it feels like the B string tuner is gone. But I mean, that's just, these are easy fixes if you really want to use it, like playing live with it. But for a studio toy, it's so cool having an instrument like this, because you just play things that you normally wouldn't. And it really, like, so far it's been breaking me out of like habits. I'm like, man, the neck doesn't really allow for me to play what I want to play, but it still wants me to play something, and it's interesting to see where it leads. I'm just going to play a couple of chord progressions just to continue to get a vibe for it. The body's like, it's pretty resonant. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, this thing is so cool. Alright, we're gonna do a little looping. Yeah, it's kind of difficult whenever you start getting it into the upper register. It kind of plays like an acoustic guitar. But man, this pickup is just so good. It's so expressive. Man, it might even be worthwhile of like if you buy one of these guitars, buy it just for the electronics, because that is just so gnarly. Yeah, I don't know what else to really say about this guitar. It's just so quirky. It's definitely unique. It has a lot of character and a lot of mojo. And this is just a cool thing, like just a cool instrument. It definitely has inspired me to play differently. Again, where I think like guitars like this sit in like a studio context is, man, having stuff like this just to play a bunch of rhythm on and record a different sounding guitar. Like I really don't have anything that sounds like this. Like this is kind of the in between of like almost Stratty with a little bit more beat. So this pickup kind of reminds me of like a P90, if that makes sense. There is a little bit of a hum going on, but I mean, again, you don't want perfection with this. This thing is just to inspire you to play slightly different. And it's so cool to play an instrument so old. I feel like old instruments just have so much mojo because, you know, this is before the day and age of CNC machines, so most of them were still made by hand. And this is a made in Japan. And Japanese have just, everybody knows, they have amazing quality control and just craftsmanship. It's super light, and super resonant. And that tone is just so cool, man. The preset that I have been playing on today is my Juicy Cleans preset. So if you're using the Fender Tonemaster Pro, you can download this preset for free using the app on the computer. All it is a JC120 with a compressor, a boost, and then right now I have the Klon on just for some overdrive. If I take it off, overall, man, this is just such a really cool guitar. Shout out to my buddy Ferlin for allowing me to use this instrument and demo it. He's really big on me doing a series where I look at really quirky instruments like this and one, play them and show how, you know, you can use these in a studio environment, and two, just kind of bring awareness to all the different weird instruments that are out there and what they sound like. And man, what a cool instrument. So Ferlin, thank you so much for allowing me to play this instrument. I will be returning her back to you today, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else you bring into the channel. Hey, if you enjoyed today's content, and if you're interested in studying a little bit more about sound design and guitar lessons, consider checking out my Patreon, patreon.com/DamionAndy. There you can find over 100 published lessons, ranging everything from sweep picking to my favorite plugins to how do you start your own studio. All that's over there, and I'll see you there.